Well, good afternoon and welcome everybody to another Full Sail University online class. My name is Steve Kane, and once again, I am here with the Audio Workstations class, and holy moly, we got a lot of you here today. My biggest crowd, actually, we're approaching my biggest crowd ever. So I want to welcome Anthony, Charity, Curtis, Derek, Dirty Dan, M, Greg, Hannah, our iPad guest, Jesus, Jordan, Keenan, Kyle, Leonard, Bequeese, Molly, Nakia, Rashad, Robert, Roka Spots, Sarah, Raymond, Scott, Sean, Shauna, Stephen, Vanessa, William, Zach, and Josue. What's up, everybody? I'm so glad that you are here. We're going to have fun today as we jump into our Week 2, Lecture 1 with our Pro Tools 2 assignment today coming at you. We're going to do some advanced editing and some cool stuff as you go along. Now, remember, take notes. Make sure you write down the times where your questions are as we do this thing. So, buckle up those seatbelts. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. And let's get this party started. Wow, we got a room full of people. What's up, everybody? I'm so glad that you are here. Yeah, man, that was, thank you so much. Like, I love those horns. Oh, cool. I said your name right. That's awesome. So, yeah, it's a little after 1 p.m. here in lovely Eastern time zone. I come with my own sound effects there. You like that? And as I said, we're going to get down with our Pro Tools Lecture 2, our Pro Tools Assignment 2. And a couple things. I have to apologize for you. I looked at the document that I've got loaded up, and I had a bad document loaded up again. It still says snare. So by the time this archive goes up, the good document that I'm going to show you today that actually says clap and not snare there. So that's how you'll know it is correct, is when it says clap and not snare. So unfortunately, the one you're looking at was that crazy transition, and I uploaded the wrong thing. I apologize for that. But by the time that you're watching this archive, the correct version is going to be on there. So live classroom, are y'all all cool with that? It's not terribly different, but just some of the wording is a little bit different. Some of the editing points are different. We're all good there? All right, so I'm switching over to my live screen so I can see your thumbs up. All right, good, good, good. Oh, you know what? I got a second screen to go look at. Oh, yeah, look at that. Woo. Cool, cool. All right. So let's just jump right in. Now, I'm not going to read this to you, your PDF here, because when you look at when you log in and you look at your Week 2 and you go down to your Pro Tools Assignment 2, we gave you a zip file that will open up a session folder. Sorry, I'm having some headphone issues right here. As well as this PDF, and that's the one that I will update before the end of the lecture here, or before the archive is up. So you have everything you need. So just download that and then get those PDFs going on. Now, I went ahead and opened up the guidelines here. I'm not going to read it to you, but it says it is absolutely essential to it. I'm kidding. I'm not going to read this to you. But I will tell you that we are going to work with some advanced editing. And remember, it's just like last week. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. You're going to do it exactly like I do it, but not the first time that you're watching the archive, or if you're in the live lecture. You're just taking notes. You're laughing at all my jokes. And we gotta think of a good joke today. We'll have to think of one in a minute. We're going to learn all about, take some teaching tunnels. And so I don't want you to get bamboozled, because I don't want you to view this one lecture of like, here's how to do number 1, here's how to do number 2, here's how to do number 3. I am doing that, but remember, I'm interjecting a lot of learning opportunities in the middle of each one, answering some test questions behind the scenes, stuff like that. So let's see if we're all good. Then we're gonna go. So let's talk about just a little story time. All right. So here's kind of the scenario. You've been working on a track, and you've been recording everything, and now you're getting into the editing phase, right? And the producer meets you there in the morning and they talk to you a little bit and then she leaves, right? So let me first in the chat window, let me go look at my chat window here. If you will answer this question for me, what are you going to do saving wise so you have a new version at the beginning of your editing day? So in case you screw up royally, you've got a good version to go back to. Awesome, Sean. Thank you, Sarah, Greg, Shauna. Good. Yeah, and thank you also, Rashad, for the shout out. A pro tip for definitely writing down the times that we're covering the actual, number ones and number twos, or when you have a question, it helps out a lot. So yes, save as. Remember, save as will save your ass one day. Because what happens one day you might smoke crack, tried to do some editing, and you wake up the next day and you're like, what was I doing? I smoked crack yesterday. I shouldn't be editing like this. All right. So you always want to have a save as there because crack is whack and you can't take that back. Right. So, but no, realistically, let's say I had the producer there and she says, I want you to do this and this and this. And then they leave and they go do all their producer meeting stuff, right? So I'm in there doing all my cool engineer editing stuff, right? So imagine, if you will, let's say I wanted to give them 2 different versions of the clap, right? So can you imagine that if I duplicated my track and I had 2 clap tracks, I would have to mute one and play one, and then mute the other one and play the other one if I was going to let them choose which one they liked? Yeah? I can see you shake your head or give me a thumbs up if you do that in your camera. Right? Cool. So yeah, so you'd have 2 different tracks and you say, hey, do you like this one? Or hey, do you like this one? And when you do that, you're going to mute one or the other, right? So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to come up with this new, we're not going to come up with the concept. We're going to use this new thing called a playlist. And what this allows us to do is just have one clap track, but to have multiple playlists behind it. So we can say, do you like this version or this version or this version or this version or this version? And then we only have one track, but we have many playlists that we could bring forward and make active. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. All right. Thank you. Awesome. And Sean, I've already got a 15-year-old that argues with me all the time. So don't argue with me. So Sean's like, no, you can. I'm kidding. Yes, you're right. You could definitely export each one and bounce each one. I'm being silly, but I do like the comments and everything. You're absolutely right. You could bounce out each track, but still then we're in a either or scenario, right? So in the either or scenario, we don't want to do that because there's too much clicking involved. As an engineer, and to keep it nice and tidy, we want to work playlist. And that way we've got one track and we bring the most active playlist or whichever one we want. So that's what we're going to explore today, is this active playlist. Now, here's the thing. The folks that don't watch this, I'm just going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to duplicate the track and not the playlist, and they're going to have a bunch of tracks. Now, why is that a pain, or why is it wrong? Well, if you're only dealing with 3 like we're doing today, it's more of a pain in the butt, right? It's just, you've got, let's say you wanted to make 3 different playlists, and so you duplicated 3 tracks 3 times. Well, now I've got 9 tracks instead of 3 tracks with 3 playlists each, right? So it just, now why does that matter? Well, I don't know if I shared this with you. I helped put together the Dream Theater tour in 2014 when they locked up to video. They had 198 tracks that we were working with. So you can imagine if you duplicated that instead of duplicating the playlist. So that's really a big thing that I want to talk about, is make sure that you duplicate the playlist and not the track. So let's go ahead and we're going to start this. I'm going to load up Pro Tools. I'm going to hold down. Well, let me ask you in my chat room, what letter am I going to hold down real quick to pop up my playback engine window? Awesome. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Molly, and Roko Spot. I like rolling the R's. Do you roll the R when you normally say it? Because it's really fun when you roll it. Roko Spot. So I held down the letter N. And because I'm not gonna let the wrong playback engine start. So by the way, remember, this is also probably the 92% biggest problem that people come across when they can't hear their stuff is they've got the wrong playback engine. So we're going to pick our Zoom audio device. And all right, while we're talking about this playback engine also does a couple other things. The host buffer size, all right, the hardware buffer size, right, in my host, right, this computer, I'm going to designate how many samples are they going to let in before they let buffer and before I stream out. All right. Well, think about this. If I've got a very low, my input and my output, they're going to be so close together. I mean, 32 samples when there's 48,000 that make up 1 second. 32 is such a small little amount. I'm not going to hear the difference in my in and out. But my computer has to work so hard, it's probably going to crash. So the more delay that I have, if I have a 512 or 1024, now what happens is input happens and then output happens, but now I get this delay and it's too much to deal with. My computer is running smooth because it's going like, I think I'll just, right? But I got this delay. So the rule of thumb is while you record, have it very low as you can get it. Me, I've found that about 256 is about as low as I can get and still record multiple things. And then on playback, pump that thing up all the way, because even if you're delaying a lot, if you're not recording, you don't perceive the delay, right? So that's the rule of thumb. Keep your hardware buffer low as you record and high when you're mixing. All right. Somebody's like, he just said hi when you're mixing, man. Oh, goodness. All right. Nobody was laughing at that. No, a couple of them. Some are looking at like, if I laugh, I don't know if that's going to be incriminating or not. It was still a kid-friendly joke, right? We didn't say anything bad. Okay. So high on the educational ladder. So a couple other things. Dynamic plug-in processing, right? The other thing that we're looking at is my cache size. As I like to, instead of having that normal, I beef it up a little bit. And that way it just helps minimize my crashes. All right, so we're going to hit the awk button. Now, last week, I did some things behind the scenes to make it easier on you. And I don't want to do that this week. I want to show you what's happening. All right, because now you know a little bit more. Right, so in my Finder, check this out, yo. What happened? I didn't mean for that to happen. What happened here? What happened here? Oh my goodness. All right. Finder, here we go. Finder, new. All right. So let's do this here. First, let's take and see, notice how I can just go right to it because I know where I saved it. I want you doing the same thing. So I downloaded the zip file, right? I double click it. What does this make? This is a session file, session folder that contains a session file and all the other folders that are needed. Right? Remember that the audio files folder is not normal. We gave you that, specially provided by Full Sail University. So we gave you that, but normally it's just going to have audio files folder. And then once you open up your session file, watch this, you're going to get all the other folders that are automatically generated. Now, notice that it says right here, hey, it's not going to work at 44 because the one I gave you is 44.1, but Zoom is saying, I ain't going to work that way. So here's what I had to do. And I'm showing you this in case you run into the problem later on. You do not need to do this for the example. This is something that is going to help you become a scarecrow. You know, outstanding in your field. It gets funnier as they They come on, I'm telling you. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to tease it for a minute. We're going to say, all right, well, let me change my playback engine to something that is 48K, like my Samsung mic right here. All right. So now this 44.1 ask you what version of save, get ready to type, what version of save will allow me to change what is the only version of save that will allow me to change the bit depth or sample rate. Word up, word up, word up, everybody. Man, y'all are fast on there. Good. I love it. I love seeing that everybody's agreeing, right? Some people are doing like the save, copy in. They're doing like the village people thing. Save, copy in. I'm kidding. Nobody's doing that. So we're going to do save, copy in. And this is where I need it to be 48K. And hey, while I'm at it, might as well be 24-bit. All right. You do not need to do this for your in order to do the assignment. I have to do this in order to teach over Zoom. All right. So I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm just going to say put it in the same place that the other one was in, and watch what I do here. I've got to trick the system a little bit. All right. But again, I'm showing you this because I want you to be awesome. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit this one, Shift Command W, and I'm not going to save it, all right? So now I'm going to go back to my Finder. I'm going to take this session file and delete it. Instead, I'm going to drag this session file that is now 24-bit and 16K. Whoops, Command Z. All right, I'm going to take this file and go boom right there. So now I've got this, and I'm going to just rename it. So now I've got a 48K 24-bit session in here, and everything works out good. I can take this. I'm not worried about those audio files because they're the same darn things as right there. So I'm just going to take that and move it to trash. All right, so now we're going to open this up. We're going to go back. We're going to change our playback engine. And now watch. Now it opens up and I say, hey, yeah, find and relink, and it looks right into the folder and finds them. Oh, you know what? Son of a gun. Huh. All right. I did mess up. I did mess up. One last step. All right. Check this out. What I will do here, all right, and now let's just go, and I'm just going to pop it in there. No, you know what? All right, so let's, I guess I am going to have to do it. So check it out. Check it out. No big deal. I'm kind of glad that we're seeing this problem because the more problems that you see, the better off you're gonna be. All right, so let's just start right from scratch again, so nobody gets confused. I'm going to take my original one. I'm just going to move that whole thing to the trash. So we unzip our file. It says, hey, I don't like the current playback engine. So I go and I change my playback engine to something it does like. And now, all right, so now I do a save copy in. And I say go to 48K, go to 24-bit. It's not allowing me to copy them over. And I hit OK. Copy of PTA2 and make sure it's going right in my same one. Good. All right. So now I've got that. And Shift Shift Command W to close that one. All right. So I'm going to take those audio files here. I'm going to put them in here. Oh, come on. Put them in that audio files folder. Replace it. Place it. Audio files. Apply to all of them. Replace them. Okay. So now we're going to trash this one. We're going to move this one here. And then we can trash this folder. We can rename this. All right, so the only thing that I did differently is I copied the audio files from the one to the other. So now when I open it, should be fine. And now it knows all my audio files. All right, so that was the mistake that I made is I didn't, when it did the save copy in, it now made another audio files folder and I needed to put that in the original. All right, so here's what it's gonna sound like when you open it. Oh, did I go back to Zoom audio device? Is everybody hearing that now? Nope. Zoom audio device. And see, and this is why I say do it just on the front end, because that way you don't have to change it later. All right, so now everybody should see it. Here, right? All right, so we're gonna hit save. We're gonna do our save as, like always number one is, right? And we're gonna add our name on it. All right, now, so we hit save. And so let's go look at our directions. All right, so we did our save and we named it. It's our save as, okay? So we're gonna go to the audio files for import and we're gonna bring in the funk bass and we're gonna put it on a new track, all right? So remember that if you're not sure where it is, where the audio files are, you can go under the file menu to import. If you know where they are, you can just drag them in, right? So import audio, and we're like, what to do? And they're like, oh, I know, they're in my week 2 folder, and I put them in my session folder, right? And I got my audio files. So we're gonna get our funk bass. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna convert it. And remember, yours is gonna say what instead of convert. Because I've got to go 48K. Yours is going to say copy instead of convert. That's right. They'll all say add, but we want it to actually copy it or convert it into the session. And so we'll hit done. And then remember, the best way to screw this up is to change the destination folder. Don't change it. It's going to look in your audio files folder. That's where we want it, right? You saw the problem that happened just a minute ago when I was trying to convert it over to 24-bit and I didn't copy the audio files into that audio files folder. All right. So make sure you pop it in the same way. And then it says get a new track. Now, instead of the clips list. Now, last week, I showed you the clips list. We didn't have any choices, right? This week, we've got a new track. And it says, hey, oh, you got the new track. Where do you want to go? You want to go to the start or to the certain selection or to a certain spot. That was not a very good Italian. I was trying to do, I'm working on my Italian accent, getting a little Mario, you know, kind of Mario and Luigi. That was a big thing around my house. Mario wheels, right? By the way, speaking like Mario wheels and racing, I almost said racing. You know how bass players make their cars go faster? They take off the Pizza Hut sign. All right, I like that. All right, so where in the track do we want it? Let's just put it at the start, and we hit the awk button. It names it the same name as the audio file, and that's kind of cool. What is the quick key I'm about to do to resize all my tracks? It goes like this: pow. Now remember, it didn't make the pow sound. That was me. So make the pow sound. I'll go call tech. Right? What was that I called? I went bam, boom, bop, biff, boom. Remember the 3 fingers and the down arrow, right? Control, Option, Command, down arrow. Good, good, good. Like it. It's good. All right, so we're here now. We got the funk bass. Let's see how funky that bass is. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's not blow out our speakers. So I don't see our volume controls, right? So remember, since we've got a window open, we can go to View and we can get that. Or let's look at this. All right, check it out. I've got this little white block right here that I got a little down arrow in. Oh, looky, looky. That looks an awful lot like this. Or check this out. Check this out. A simple little right click will do you. Look at this. Look at that little right click right here. Little right click. Little right there. Look at that IO. Got your volume. Got your pan. Got your ins. Got your outs. So look at this. Let's just take all. I'm going to turn on my group. And I'm just going to bring them all down a little bit. All down. All right. Now let's hit play and see how funky, funky, funky that bass is. Pretty funky. All right. Not as funky as, never mind, we won't go there. How do teenage boys just make their bedroom stink so bad? You can tell it's been laundry day here at the Kane house. It's like yes, when you pick like your cleanest dirty shirt and you're gonna wear that, right? Y'all remember being teenagers, right? Some of you still are teenagers. All right, so that's a simple little import, putting it on a new track. So if you're keeping time, it's about 133. We just finished number 2, and now what we're going to do, and this is where the meat and potatoes or the whole kielbasa comes in, right? The duplicate the playlist. I almost said duplicate the playlist for the clap track. So check it out. Here's what not to do. Here's what I want to show you not to do. All right. So the clap, because a lot of times I say, hey, when you're looking for something, just right click, right? Just right click, right? So I right clicked it and I went to duplicate, did it. And look at this. Bam. It duplicates the whole track. Not gonna do it. Don't want to do it. It's not good. So we're going to hit cancel. Here's what I want you to do. In this little drop down right here, check it out. Drop down. Look at this. New playlist. Look at this. Watch this. And the duplicate playlist. Duplicate playlist. Chicka pow wow. And then what do you want it to name it? We want it to name it. We want you to name it this. Clap step 3. So look, I'm going to make my life easy like here, like, and just copy. Command C. And then I'm going to hit Command V. You know me. Uh-oh. And then I'm going to hit the awk button. Remember, it's okay to say awk. Awk. All right, so now look, I've got my step 3 and my step 1. So check it out. I can start screwing around with step 3 and not mess up step 1. So then I can say, hey, do you like this one or this one? Well, let's go mess around with it. Let's see. So that's that. And then we're going to now make sure that we're in 16th note grids, because remember, our click track works. So grid mode is good. Grid mode's good when your click is good, right? And we're going to copy the clap that's at 32480, and we're going to go paste it at 33480 and 33720. All right. So remember, we could look at the grid lines, but it's so much easier just to type in 3 sideways arrow 2. Notice I'm not even clicking. I'm hitting sideways arrow stuff. Sideways arrow 4 to the 8 to the, oh no, you didn't. And then hit return. And now when I zoom real tight, what keys am I hitting to zoom real tight if my keyboard focus button right here is on? What's up? That's right. Oh, we did. All right, R&T. All right, hit pause. Congratulate yourselves. We have beat our all-time record of students in here. We've got, let me hit my participants window real quick. 39 people. Woo, 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 woo. All right, nice. And I had nothing to do about that. That was all you guys. Thank you for coming out to seeing me today. All right, you know what? I got to just give you a joke then, right? How do mermaids wash their hair? What do mermaids use to wash their hair? Tide. I know you want Moana of those jokes, right? Get it? Moana, right? The Disney girl that lives in the ocean, right? Moana. All right, fine. So you know what? I've been doing some research. You know what makes a bad joke a dad joke? When it's a parent. All right. All right. So, congratulations to yourself. That was your reward. You're like, I'm never logging on again. if bad jokes are my reward for logging in, maybe that's not the good thing to do, right? All right. So, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, no, man, we're kicking right in at right on the top of the hour. Somebody is asking in the chat room if we started at 10:30, or I guess that would be a different time zone, right? Over in the Pacific time zone. But that's all cool. No, we're happening at the top of the hour. All right, so we got that funky bass. And now we're gonna go to our 32480. All right, so now let's go get it. So I got 32480, and remember we zoom, and there's our clap right there. So we've got our grid mode. Now, if I didn't tell you, remember option 1, 2, 3, 4 does your modes, right? Command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gets your tools. So what we're going to do is make sure that we've got our 16th note. Now, if you don't have 16th notes, make sure you're looking at bars and beats and not one of those other rulers, right? So make sure you're looking at bars and beats and then go get your 16th note. And then no matter where you drag, it's going to select a perfect 240 tick 16th note. So we're going to copy that. Now, cool, the thing is Control C, right? But look at this. This is so neato. Because I said neato. Because of our keyboard focus key, right? I don't even have to hit Command C or Command V to copy and paste. I can simply use one finger. Watch this. C. Boom. Right? Paste. Right? So now we're going to go to 33480. So 33 sideways arrow 480. And watch this. One finger paste. Boom. What? Look at this. 337 to the oh no 720, right? One finger. Here we go. Paste. Bam. What? And now listen. So we hit save. Let's zoom out a little bit. So here, see, now check it out. I can say, hey, do you like this one where it goes? See how it went? Ba ba ba. Or do you like it without the ba ba ba? Come on. And then you go get the other playlist and you say, or do you like it without it? Or do you like it with it? And seeing this is why we use multiple playlists. No, so give me a thumbs up if now playlists are like, oh yeah, well that makes total sense why you want to do that then, right? Awesome, thank you. Good, awesome. Looking at all you smiling faces on there. Curtis is like pacing the floor like, I don't know if I can take it anymore. No, it's all right. It's funny. I do the same thing. It helps me listen. I'm done. I'm right there with you, Curtis. All right, so check it out. So let's go look at this. Now we got one more to do. All right. So if you're taking notes, it's 140, and we just did number 3. And now we're jumping into number 4. And it says, hey, utilize the same playlist, same grid mode, same grid value. And let's copy the clap at 4.2 and paste it at 4.4, 4.4 to 40, and 720. All right, so a little bit more practice on that same skill, right? Now check it out. I showed you how to do this and this and this. Let's hit pause for a second. Let's have a little practical life, real world with Steve. All right, remember, I love quickies, right? Because they make you quick, right? They're shortcuts because it's shorter, right? So when people ask me, hey, I got $50. Is there a good plugin I can get for $50? And I'm like, bro, come on, man. A good plugin for $50, you might be able to find one. But I'll then say this, but have you got one of those handy dandy calculator pad controllers, because watch this, home slice. Watch this, watch this. Asterisk, right? Because where does the star want to go? Oh my dog. Did you see what it did? It highlighted that without me even clicking it. And then I could type 4 and then sideways arrow, dos, which is just Spanish for 2, and then enter. Oh no, I didn't. Yes, I did. All right, now watch. Now still zoom, 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 zoom. There's my clap. You still got to do this. But oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at that, y'all. And by y'all, I mean you guys, right? So slip mode, look at this, slip mode. I'm doing this because I need to measure precisely, right? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. That is off. Is that okay? I don't know. Look, it's 21 ticks off, right? Okay. Is it okay? I don't know, right? Only time will tell, right? And what I mean by that, how much is it off, right? If it's closer than like 8 milliseconds, ain't nobody going to hear that. But it's 11 milliseconds. We're kind of getting on the thing where it could start being phasey sounding or stuff like that. So I think we should fix that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use, what's this button called? This tab to transient, right? Remember? So I'll hit tab and it goes right to the transient. So check it out. I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to hit tab, 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 tabaroo, right? And it went right over to the 21st tick. 21st tick. You like that? The 21st tick? I like that. How long is my grid? 240, right? So now look at this, look at this, look at this. I just say for my length, select 240, whoops, not 260, 240, dang, dig, dog, dig, dig. Come on. Select 240. I was using my up and down arrows, by the way. 240 ticks, and I'm going to hit the enter button. Boom. And look what it does here. So I know that I've got an exact 16th note now. So watch this. I need to do what edit function to remove it from where it is? What one of these top basic ones? That's right. Cut. Look at that. Vanessa had a great question. How am I getting these words to pop up? I'm hovering over them and it pops up. Okay. So now I'm going to go place it back. I need to place the cursor back at 0. And now look, I'm going to hit V and paste. It fixed that. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh my dog, it doesn't say anything in the directions about fixing the one at beat 2. What was if this was a conspiracy theory to see if everybody watched the archive? All right, so check it out. So I pasted it right here, and then I need to paste it at these other ones as well. But somebody's thinking right there, who is it? Who's it thinking of like, hey, ain't nobody got time for that gap. Ain't nobody got time for that gap. All right, so what trim tool do you think we should use to fix that gap? What trim tool do you think we should use? That's right, the trim tool. Oh my gosh. Oh my dog. All right, so you're right, Shauno. Commando 2, bruh. And look at this. I'm still going to use L slip mode, which is just Spanish for the slip mode. Right now, check it out, check it out, check it out. Boom. What? How you like me now? Pop a collar? Look at that, look at that. All right, so let's zoom, zoom, zoom. And so now look at this. Asterisk, right? Bing. Now, I shouldn't tease y'all like that. I'm not meaning to tease y'all. If y'all have 50 or 60 bucks, just go get one of these. It's so much better than spending 50 or 60 bucks on a plugin because these quick keys will make you quicker. All right. So 4, 4, bam. And then look, V, boom. Look how quick it is. 4, 4, 240. paste. Bam. Look at this. Asterisk, sideways, sideways, 7 on the 2. Oh, no, you didn't. And then paste, V. Bam. He was editing without using his mouse. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. I wonder if he's going to do it again. You're so making me hungry watching you snack down. Oh, my gosh. I'm like, oh, I love food. All right. Can we press Shift 8 and use it as a short key instead? Molly, I love the way you think. And sometimes you can. Like, remember last week when I showed you that F and return key? But I don't think so. Not on this one. You can try it, but I don't think it works on this one. My biggest suggestion is get one of these fun things. I'm not telling you to spend money. You don't have to do this. But I know, like, you know, we've got Christmas coming up soon. Wait a minute. It's just going to be in the middle of the pandemic, probably. Now, by the way, is a great time. If you can't afford Santa Claus presents for your kids, just tell them that Santa didn't make it through the pandemic. Who was it, Dave Chappelle, that said modern problems need modern solutions? Oh, yeah. So, all right, let's do a save. Save. All right, so 147, we just finished number 4. We just finished number 4 there at 147, if you're taking notes. Taking notes with the goat. All right, so I'm not the greatest of all time. All right, cool. And now you see why we have the playlist. You're like, oh, I like this edit, or I like that edit. It's very cool. I like that. Mama always said it's nice to have 2 versions of a clap. All right, a duplicate playlist for the each track in the session, and name it whatever it is, step 5. All right, let's go ahead and copy this. Each track in the session, holy moly, we're going to get carpal tunnel syndrome over here. All right, Command C to copy that. But watch, I've got a quick key for you. All right, so check it out. Option to select all of them, because you have the option to select all. All right, so now check it out. Shift and option, because I want to apply it to all of my selected tracks. So Shift and option, and then when I go down to duplicate the playlist, boom, boom, look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. So now we need to change the name. So I'm going to double click on this. I could right click and rename. That's fine. But here we go. Watch this. Ready? All right. Sideways arrow to the right. Boom. Delete key. Command V. All right. And then hit OK with return. But you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, look. Clap step 1, right? So sideways arrow, backspace, Command V, return. Sideways arrow, delete, backspace, return. Sideways arrow, backspace, paste, and return. Right? So a couple of times you got to get those quick keys going on, right? So the down arrow, right? Return, that kind of stuff. All right, so now I've got all my step 5s, okay? So we're going to hit Command S. And so see the note below. So, yep, they all look like that. All right, in Chappelle mode, Dave Chappelle mode, right? This is who named this Chappelle mode. I'm kidding. So Chappelle mode, all the tracks from 1 to 3, duplicate them for those 2 bars and duplicate them 2 times. All right, and then it should be 8 bars. Let me show you how to do it wrong first. Oh, wrong. Right? If you are in grid mode, it is going to overwrite this, right? So I can pick up here my selection, look, 1 to 3, and look what happens when I duplicate it. It's going to overwrite right on top of this. You see that? So I'm going to undo that. That was wrong. So now we're going to go to Dave Chappelle mode, right? Remember option 1. And now look what happens. When I duplicate it, it's going to, remember, shuffle in like a card. It's going to go right behind this one and shoot the other one down, right? Look at this. Boom. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So 1, a 2, I don't know me, right? So now I can take my my selector tool, and I can click it 3 times. Remember, once to put it somewhere, twice to get one clip, and then 3 times a lady. Oh, that was an 80s song joke. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady. So remember, it's just like the internet. Like if you were on Facebook at Steve Kane Productions, and you were over here and you clicked once, and you found the post about the Full Sail grad Brandon Mendenhall. If you clicked once in here, it only places a cursor. If you click twice, it would select a word. And if you clicked 3 times, it would get the whole paragraph, right? So just like Steve Kane Productions at facebook.com does that, you can now click once to put the cursor somewhere, twice for one clip, or 3 times for that. Oh, my dog. So they love to make it easy on you. All right, so hit save, Command S. That's 152, right? And we finished number 5. Oh my gosh, we're halfway there. Oh, I wasn't going to sing that high, I promise. All right, let's do that again real quick. All right, so we're going to grab this here. Step 6 like this and copy. All right, so check it out. All right, cool. We're going to add all of those. So remember, we option click to select them all. And then I hold down Shift and Option when I duplicate the playlist. Okay, notice I'm not duplicating the tracks over here. I'm just duplicating the playlist. So I'm going to click twice to get in there. I'm going to go sideways arrow, backspace, Command V, return. What? How come they all didn't come up? Okay. Sideways arrow. Oh, look at this window. It's a little bit different. Backspace, Command V. And now instead of hitting next, Command down arrow. Sideways, backspace, Command V, Command down, sideways, backspace, Command V. All right. So now we got our step 6s. Command S for saving, right? Because I don't want to mess this up, right? So now consolidate them from bar 1 to bar 9, and they should span 8 bars. You're thinking, why am I going to do this? I'm going to tell you. Story time with Steve. Are you ready? So check this out. So this one time in Nashville, right? I'm in Hilltop Studios. I'm the staff engineer at Hilltop Studios. This is back in the 1900s. And I have this client in there, and they say, you know how singers will work with the mic, right? And they'll say something real soft, like, and then they belt it out, like when, like they're like, and I will always love you. I mean, she doesn't do it now because Whitney's dead, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Sorry. Yeah, I know I shouldn't pick on Whitney, but you know, we did a MJ joke the other day, you know, so you know, I was gonna do another Michael Jackson pun, but I didn't want it to be too bad. It gets dangerous when you're doing Michael Jackson jokes because you just can't stop till you get enough. All right, so this client is in there, and they don't know how to work with the mic like Whitney did. And so good pitch, not so good on the dynamics, right? So they would whisper and then they would belt out. And when they would belt out, my compressor would go, what? And it just wasn't very good, right? So the mistake that I made is I did not go through and consolidate afterwards. So, you know, you can imagine when they recorded once, it was one big solid block, right? Of one big clip, right? Well, now they came back after lunch and they saw it all cut up like something like this. And you know what they're thinking? Steve, what you been doing to my vocals? And I said, well, we're having a little bit of compression issues. So I wanted to just work on them a little bit. And that singer was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't get a good performance out of him the entire rest of the day. Right? If I would have just done this one simple trick, watch this. Uno, dos, tres. And that's just Spanish for three. So 3 clicks. Watch this with my selector tool. And I can shift select down here, right? So I get all of them, right? And there's my 8 bars. Look at this, consolidate, edit, consolidate. And when it does this, it's going to rewrite all of the clips in one big file. It's going to rename it whatever the name of the track is. What? And so if I would have done that, they would have never have known that I was screwing around with their vocals while they were at lunch, especially if I would have been so clever to do something like this. Don't even view the clip names. They wouldn't even be able to tell, right? So see the clip name left right there, right? So view, edit window, views, clip, views, name. See that? So kind of cool, but it's something that I always do. So even on my own stuff, by the way, so we're at 157. We just finished number 6 by consolidating. That's something I always do when I'm recording and editing before I send it to my producer or my engineer. If I'm going to take it to the next level outside of a songwriting demo and we're going to go up like into Nashville and record, I'm going to consolidate everything, right? So when something messes up, if something accidentally, I don't have one little thing that got deleted or whatever. I know that everything fits right at measure 1, right? It's just a no-brainer. If they all got deleted, I could say, boop. Like if this accidentally got deleted, right? I could just grab my kick and say, yep, my kick at step 1 again, right there. And it's perfect. So that's the advantage of doing your consolidates. All right. So now we've got that. We're going into number 7. We've got this funk bass going on, right? But now we're wanting to put a plugin on it. Now, we're going to start talking about plugins a little bit more and every week as we get through here, but we're going to do a dynamic effect. Now, I know you've worked some in Logic, and that's the only time I'm going to say that L word. But let's just quickly light up my screen real quick with a couple of your favorite dynamic effects, right? It doesn't have to be like a plugin name, but what type of effects are dynamic effects that I would put right on the insert, right on the dry track? An EQ, yes. A filter, yes, totally. Compressors, yeah. Reverbs, I want to blend in with another track. So that's what we would call a time-based effect, right? Or something like delay. Tremolo, right, would be something that I would run through, right? So, yeah, I'd put reverb on an aux, right? So, and we'll get there. I'm just kind of starting to refresh a little bit of the memory. So on the dynamic effects, things like EQs, compressors, filters, look at this. So we're going to go to the modulation to the filter gatte. That sounds like a villain from Batman, right? Filter gatte. I'm not going to let you make this bass track evolve. All right, so check it out. Evolving texture. Filter gatte. Evolving texture. Here we go. No way. That's what the bodybuilder said when he realized they were out of protein powder. No way. So Sarah, check it out. Sarah says, how did you put the dynamic on it? I clicked on my inserts, and if you're not looking at your inserts, remember under the view menu, you can see that the edit window shows your inserts. And then you click and hold on the little dot, multi-channel plugin, modulation, filtergate. Bam, how you like that? What? So, now then, let's do this. Let's do this. We got that. Let's hit save. All right, so that's 201. 201, and we're already down with number 7. All right, so just to make sure we hit that. So we put plugins on inserts, right? And for a dynamic type of effect, like a filter or a gate, an EQ, a compressor, we're going to go ahead and there's no problem to stick it right on the insert of that track. Okay. So, with that being said, we're going to go on to number 8, which my French friends say just wheat. And that makes me hungry because wheat, sandwiches, bread. Locate the audio files folder and import the funk guitar. Funky guitar. All right, to a new track. Here we go. So Shift Command I would be your quick key. And it's still on week 2, the funky guitar. And you will say copy instead of convert. So chicka wow, boom, chicka wow. And then remember, we're not going to change that where you can just verify that it did go to the right place. And you're just like, and say, hey, give me a new track. That is not whack. And we'll hit Alt. And now it's right there. So remember, 3 fingers down, pow wow, boom, 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 boom. Let's just move this up to the top. All right, so there's my funky guitar. Let's see what it sounds like. Woo, boy. Let's pull that down a little bit. Okay. What? You want to hear that again? Okay. I'm kidding. All right. So, wow, look at that. It's 2:03. You know me. We just got our plugin in order here. And finished number 8. So rocking on to number 9. We're going to do that duplicate playlist thing one more time. So you're starting to see that it is really a great utensil as you're coming up. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit Command C to copy that. It's a really great tool to utilize these playlists as you're working your remix, because you might have some cool ideas that you want to focus on. And then like, you know what, I want to take it another direction. And instead of adding another track and muting the first one, just duplicate the playlist. Go over it. So let's go over and get some of these guitars and let's edit some of this out. So let's get from 21480 to 22480. All right. So now 2-1. So 2 sideways arrow. Whoops. 2 sideways arrow. 1 sideways arrow. 480. And then check this out. On my big keyboard over here, the / cycles through all of these. All right. So then I could go to 3, 1, 480. Oh, you know what? Did I get it right? 21480 to 22480. I did not get it right. So to 22480. All right. So there's my selection. And I just zoom. Oh, look, it's not highlighting it here. Sometimes they just do weird things. So if you just want to double check it, you know, just click off of it, click back on. All right. So I've got that. And then it says, so I've made that. And it says copy and paste it at 2.3 and 2.4. All right. So let's copy it. Remember, 1 finger down, C, boom. And then at 2.3, so I can hit the asterisk to highlight this, or you can just, you know, type it in sideways 0, 2.3. And I hit enter. So I'm just going to hit V right there. Paste it. Bam. Oh, look, it scooted it down. Why did it scooted it down? That's right. I was in Dave Chappelle mode. That's right. So I need to go back to the grind. Back to the grind. To the grind. All right, so check it out. Boom. Now it'll override it. And then I can do my asterisk again and say beat 4 as well. And then one finger paste. What? Let's listen. Because see, this is just kind of a neat little. All right, so we're going to save that. And so it's 2:06. We just finished the first dot. And so now we're going to go and we're going to clean it up a little bit and delete from 1, 2, 480 to 2, 1. 1, 2, 480. 1, 2, 4 to the 8 to the, oh no, you didn't. And then / 2, 1. And now delete. Just delete. That's it. Nice. So yours should sound exactly like that. And so now it's 2:07 and we just finished number 9. Look at that. So here's the last one. Check it out. It's going to be so much fun. Step 10 for the guitar. Let's copy this, right? Let's make a duplicate playlist for it and name it that. All right. So let's just go up here, duplicate playlist, Command V. Guitar step 10. Here we go. And what's it say? What's it say? What's it say? What's it say? Select from 1 to 3 and duplicate me. Right? 3 times. So it goes 8 bars. Bars. So look at this. Watch your screen up here, like you could see my hand touching the screen right over here. Watch my /, right? Instead of clicking right here, watch what happens. Right? I'm gonna go /1 /3 enter. Is that not a quick way to select? I could zoom out if I really wanted to, and then Command D, and now I can check it 1, 2, 3, and it should be exactly 8 bars and sound exactly like this. Ah. Yes. And so as you're making notes of the quick keys that I'm using, some of them are easy to see because they're right on the left-hand side of the edit menus. And then some of them, like 3 fingers down and stuff like that, aren't really up there. They're just little things that I've wanted to share with you. All right, so I'm going to hit Command S. So that was 208. And we have wrapped that up so it has spanned exactly 8 bars. Now it's time to turn it in. We got to go do our save copy in, because remember, we've been doing save as is all through the day that you would, right? And now at the end of the night you do a save copy in, because that's how you would save a backup copy in. So we save throughout the session. We do something crazy different, we want to do a save as. Now, by the way, let me just show you this real quick. So and by the way, all right, so we're pausing. This is more of the scarecrow stuff. Okay, so check it out. Right now we've been viewing the waveform, right? I don't have to view the waveform. Check it out. I can go look at all the different playlists and see I've got 2 different playlists there. I've got all my different playlists right here, right? So I could go look at my playlist there. So see how it shows me. So that's how we can tell. The little audio says I'm on audio track, but then I can tell that there are 2 playlists underneath the main one, that there's 1 playlist underneath that one. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be able to grade you real quick as we do that. So just, you don't need to change it off of waveform. Leave it there. I just wanted to show you what that was if you've been experimenting and like, what are these different words and stuff? So, but now, as we said, you could say, to your friends, do you like this one? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? And name them each something that makes sense to you. All right. So enough about that. Let's do our save copy in. So you got to do this to turn it in. You got to make sure that you click your audio files button. How can I give you a grade if you don't have your audio files button pushed, or I don't have your audio files? So I hit OK. Remember, you're not going to leave the name the same. You got to take it off here. And if you are in my class, I just started my grading today, and I should be wrapping up tonight. So if you want to check out how I graded your Pro Tools 1 assignment before you turn in your Pro Tools 2 assignment, it might be a good idea. So I'm going to hit the desktop, and we'll just do our save right there. And now when I go to my desktop, I see my PTA2, and I see the session folder that it created with my session file and my audio files folder. So I'm going to take that session folder, and I'm going to zip that. And then you'll see it right here. Get it right there in the zip. And that's what you're going to turn in. So when you're looking at here, it says, hey, make sure you name it correctly. Do your save copy in. Make sure you check that audio files button. All right. And then, and here's a one word. If I could change it, it would say, and I will change it. After we zipped it, how about zip the file and upload, zip that folder. Zip that whole folder, not just the file, but the whole folder there, and upload that. All right, so like I said once already, if I don't have the audio files, I can't grade it. All right, so you're going to get a 0 there, and I'm going to ask you to resubmit it. Now, the other thing, because playlists are so big, if you duplicate the tracks instead of duplicating the playlist, if you don't use the playlist right, that's going to get you a 0 as well. So we did a save as. We made sure we named it correctly. You put your funk bass in there. We did all of our claps at measure 3 correctly, all of our claps at measure 4 correctly, including fixing it at beat 2 there. We duplicated and then consolidated them for a total of 8 bars. We put a filter gate on the bass. We worked with the guitar, brought that in, did some pasting and deleting. All those have to be proper. And then we duplicated that out, so a total of 8 bars, and then we did our final save copy. And now remember, we don't accept late assignments, but we do have a heart, right? So let us know what's going on. If you need to turn something in late, we don't generally have a problem with that if it's something totally legitimate. So with that being said, if something isn't making sense and you need some help, make sure that you reach out to your instructor, let them know where in the video something wasn't making sense, because although I don't expect you to fully understand everything the first time by just watching it, I do expect it to make sense. And I'd like it to make sense before you try to study it a couple times, right? So reach out to us. Let us know where in the video something was tripping you up, and we'll get back to you soon. So with that being said, we're going to be back tomorrow as we start our remix and start adding in all of our drums and things like that. It's going to be the same time at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that we're going to be rocking out and doing that sort of thing. So with that being said, I hope you have a fabulous day. Check it out if you're in my classes. Your grades are going to be flying at you in the next little part of the afternoon here. And tomorrow, back with the remix project. It's going to be fun. It's going to be dandy. I hope we even break today's records. We have 39 people on here. Woo, woo. Thank you so much for doing that. I could not even do it without you. So we have got Aaron, Anthony, Bobby, Brianna, Charity, Curtis, Derek, Dirty, Donica, M, Hannah, Jerome, Jesus, Jezreel, sorry, Jordan, Keenan, Kyle, Leonard, Larice, Marcus, Molly, Nakia, Rashad, Robert, Sarah, Raven, Scott, Sean, Shauna, Steven, Sydney, Tyrone, Vanessa, Victor, William, Zach, and Scott, all before that trumpet player ran out of breath. Peace